You got me on audio?
Yep. Yes, sir.
We're all good? All right, I'm going to get started. Thank you guys for coming out today. This incident occurred about 15 hours ago. And so I'm proud of our entire team. I'm proud of our heroic deputy that was involved in this incident. And so we're going to basically lay out everything that we have for you right here, just 15 hours removed. So here's where the incident happened last night. This is County Road 512, right near 95. A week ago, you guys were here with us, and we were talking about Tractor Supply, that we had purchased a large quantity of drugs at the Tractor Supply. This is right in front of the Tractor Supply. There's a RaceTrac that sits right there by it. And so our initial call, which you're going to hear in just a second, was a call to the McDonald's. It was a call about an intoxicated female. Our deputy responded to the McDonald's as a result of that call. The McDonald's is our jurisdiction. This area here where Tractor Supply and RaceTrac is actually the Fellsmere Police Department jurisdiction. So our deputy is on a call at the McDonald's. He actually is pulled up at the gas pumps. And so you're going to hear the initial call of why he's there. But then the thing I want you to know is while he's on that call, which he's already cleared, he hears a disturbance at the RaceTrac. He hears things happening, and that's what draws him over there. So we're going to transition over and we're going to play. You're going to hear the call that he originally went to. Then you're going to see his response in his car from the RaceTrac. You're going to see video from the RaceTrac. And then that's going to roll into, you hear his audio. And then you're also going to eventually see his body cam. So I'll be narrating this throughout, but I want you to know what's coming up here.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
Yes, it's not exactly emergency, but it is a problem. It's 9495 108 5th Ave, Vero Beach, Florida. I'm at the McDonald's.
Okay. The McDonald's in the Chevron gas station?
Yes.
Do you need fire, police, or ambulance?
I need the police. There's a girl who's extremely intoxicated. She's being violent. Drunk. She's on pills, and if you look up her police records, you'll get a better understanding of what's going on here.
All right, I do have units on the way. If anything changes, just give me a call back, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
There's some kind of disturbance at RaceTrac to have them coming up.
He says there's some kind of disturbance at RaceTrac. This guy right here is carrying a knife and a vape pen in his hand. As he approaches the deputy, he goes to attacking him with the knife. The deputy takes off, begins firing shots. As the guy is giving chase, he has the knife.
2106, shots fired. Shot man, come at me with a knife. Suspect down. Can I get another unit?
This is in slow-mo. You can see, and you'll actually see it in his body cam as well. But as soon as he walks up there, he has no clue what's going on here, and all of a sudden this guy is attacking him with a knife. Our deputy makes distance. He's drawing his firearm. The guy is chasing after him with the knife. And that's when he fires the shots. The man goes down.
2106, gentleman is bleeding heavily, still conscious and breathing. Need another unit to assess and render aid.
2106, just make sure you secure him. We're on the way. Everybody drive safe. This road's nasty.
See the rain?
Just want to make sure you're okay.
Very rainy.
I'm 10-4. I just don't know if he has any other weapons. I don't want to get close enough to have him come at me again with a weapon.
Alright, understood. Just hold what you got. Welcome.
190, first unit on scene, just advise when EMS can come in.
He's going to kick the knife out of the
2106. Brought here another unit. Gentleman's not
There's the
breathing
knife he
at the
just
point.
kicked out of the way.
Hey, PC, we got like 4 of us coming. We're right over at Yellow Beach right here. Go.
We give a huge shout out to Sebastian Police Department. Richie Rivas is one of their canine deputies. He's actually the first one on scene to assist. You'll see him pull up here. He's got his rifle. As our team arrives, they assess the situation, and that's when they begin to render aid. But again, I have to say, huge shout out to them for that. Next, you're going to see his body cam. There is no audio on this because he was not actively in the middle of anything. He's actually at the McDonald's right here. This is the racetrack, and you see him looking in this direction. He actually kind of walks over, and he hears the disturbance. What he doesn't know is the guy that you just saw in that video was chasing two other guys around in the parking lot. Those guys had fled from him, and so he's hearing that disturbance occurring. He has no idea what's going on. So he gets into his patrol car, he rolls his window down because he wants to be able to hear the disturbance as he's responding. So you see he's rolled his window down, he's driving back across the street, and you're gonna see as he pulls up exactly what happens as that guy tries to attack him with the knife. He's on his radio immediately. He's calling for help, saying he needs to render aid. You see the thunder and lightning in the background. Very rainy night. So we go to the next slide. This is the knife that the guy had. This is the actual knife that he had, that he approached our deputy with. You can even see the raindrops that are on it as that photo is taken. Here's our suspect, Jeffrey Lee Miller, 6/19 of '82. We have listed here prison time in Florida for robbery, burglary, grand theft, child abuse, multiple felony charges in Pennsylvania and Delaware. Here's what our deputy doesn't know at the time. Jeffrey Miller and his wife are currently living in Palm Bay. They traveled down to Sebastian. They got off at our exit. They were at the racetrack sitting there. Their car is there. On the way down, he had told his wife that he wanted to take out a Palm Bay cop. On the ride down, he had said he had previously stabbed the air mattress that they were staying on with the knife that he had. He had been stabbing things, and he was trying to open the door and get out on 95 on the ride down. So he was seriously suffering from some major issues. This guy's done time in prison. He had an active warrant out of Pennsylvania for a parole violation. He's been arrested in the past in other states for terroristic threats, escape, resisting with violence, which was actually in Sebastian, and cruelty to animals. And I wanted to highlight that case. This one was back in 2019. Sebastian man beats wife and tells children someone's gonna die. This is Jeffrey Lee Miller, and this was actually a Sebastian Daily article that was put out that happened back then. So here's the other side. This guy's got skin, like skinhead, and an SS tattoo on his chest, huge. He's got a swastika on his upper chest part and a swastika down on his leg as well. He's a known gang-affiliated Nazi guy with serious mental health issues. And so that's the background, a little bit of background on him. Our deputy that was involved, we're not going to give you his name, but he's a 44-year-old Hispanic male. He was hired January of this year, previously served 3 years at Cocoa Beach Police and 3 years with Brevard County Sheriff's Office, so he has 6.5 years total law enforcement experience. From the time that our deputy is approached at the car until the shots are fired and he's down on the ground is 3.5 seconds. This deputy responds to this scene, has no idea that this man is out here menacing the other people that are on this scene, causing these problems. He's there for a totally unrelated issue. And he fires and kills this guy. Our deputy's a hero today because he did the right thing. He had no idea that those other guys, that all this was going on out there, that this guy was having these issues. He protected himself and he potentially protected the lives of others. So we're incredibly proud of our deputy for what he did out there. His training and response kicked in perfectly. All the things that we're trained to do, he did right. In 3.5 seconds, he made that decision, less than 3.5 seconds, because from the time he approaches until the guy's down on the ground is 3.5 seconds. Incredible thinking, an incredibly great job. and we're happy that he's here with us and that he's doing okay today. The guy did make contact with him when he swung at him at the car. No blood drawn, no nothing like that. We checked him out and made sure we took pictures of him and everything. But his intent was to strike him with that knife. His intent was to take him out. And we believe that this guy thought that our deputy was there for him, a response for what was going on there. And he thought he was going to attack the deputy, and our deputy did the right thing. With that, I'll take questions.
Was this a domestic?
There's no indication that he and the wife were having any problems. The wife was somewhat cooperative on the scene last night. She was there talking to our folks. She did not want to come back to the station.
Yeah.
I think that she lives with a lot of stress in her life with this guy. She's had a lot of issues, as you saw from your article, that she had some major issues with him along the way. And it may be that she's been in a domestic violence situation for some time. I don't know that. I can't say. He does have prior domestic violence charges, but he was definitely terrorizing her, stabbing the air mattress that they were living on, chasing these guys around the parking lot. And that stuff, we did not release the video of him chasing the guys around the parking lot. We're still working to identify those two other people. We believe we have them identified. We're hoping that they'll cooperate with us and testify to what they saw and what they heard out there. But it's clear from the RaceTrac video that he was out to cause a problem.
Do we know why he went to the racetrack to begin with?
Don't know why he was there. The wife was sitting right in front on a bench when I got there. Their car was there. I don't know if they stopped off. They're from Palm Bay. It seems like they've kind of jumped around. They had lived in Sebastian at one point. They kind of know this area. He's got a criminal history in our county. He's got criminal history around the state of Florida. So seems like they were just kind of vagrants moving around, and they landed in our RaceTrac gas station for some reason.
What kind of resources are you guys providing to the officer who was involved in this incident?
So we actually have our STAR team that was on scene last night. The deputy who transported him home is a deputy who's been involved in a critical incident himself. We've done a lot. We've got a lot. That's an amazing thing that we're doing, taking care of our deputy. It's an important thing, and our team is committed to making sure that our employees are healthy.
Was the deputy placed on paid administrative leave?
He is on paid administrative leave pending, obviously, our investigation. We work with the state attorney's office. There'll be a grand jury. State attorney's office makes all those decisions of what happens from here, but our investigative team still has their work to do. And until he's cleared and ready for work again, he'll be on administrative leave.
And I know you said the deputy wasn't injured during this. How is he doing, handling this type of situation?
I saw him last night before he went home, and he was still a little bit in shock. We talked to him today, and he's doing well. He got to see everything that's on here before we put it out to you guys. We want to make sure he knew, because he hadn't seen any of this, and so he's still processing that. But I can tell you from this here, the conversation that we had with the investigative team is we have a couple questions for him. The questions are, what did the guy say to you when he walked up? Some things like that, but it's really nothing other than, boy, you're a hero and you did an amazing job protecting yourself and the community.
So he drove over from the McDonald's because he saw the chase happening?
So he was over in the McDonald's parking lot for the call. He heard the disturbance going on. It's a pretty good distance from that McDonald's to the racetrack over there. It was dark out and raining, so we don't know what he could see exactly, but he heard enough that it caused him to go over there. And once he pulls into the parking lot, that guy is on top of him within seconds.
Now, was he chasing people around the parking lot or inside the store?
It was outside. There were two guys. He was chasing them around a vehicle, and they took off to the south, the southwest direction. They were actually in the video waving their arms, but we don't know if he could see. We haven't interviewed him yet to find out if he could see those guys or not. But they were fleeing from him, and they were on a phone. We don't know if they were trying to call 911, if they were trying to call somebody else, but he was actively, aggressively approaching these two men, and there was some sort of disturbance happening when our deputy pulled up in the middle of it.
Do you know if they were just customers looking at the Cumberland?
That's what it appears, because they drove off after everything happened, and so that's why we're still working to identify them.
So no known connection to Milligan?
No known connection. We actually think they're from out of town. Those gas stations right by 95 get a lot of traffic that people just stop. And I think once those guys realized they weren't in harm's way anymore, everything was taken care of, they went on their way. And so our team is reaching out to them to see what they saw and heard. And if anybody has any information, obviously you guys cover the South Florida area. We do believe that the people that were involved are from the South Florida area. If you had something happen to you last night in Sebastian, please give us a call. We'd love to hear from you.
And no connection between the McDonald's incident and the RaceTrac?
No connection whatsoever. Completely separate altogether. No connection. There's nothing there.
Do you know how many shots were fired?
I don't want to get into how many shots were fired. I can tell you that he was struck multiple times. I will say that the suspect was struck multiple times.
Now I saw in the one article Miller had children.
Yes.
Do we know what's their condition right now? Where are they?
The children were not with them last night. It was just the wife that was out there. I don't know where the children were at. That's something our investigative team absolutely follows up on. The fact that he has previous child abuse charges, all those things are certainly things that DCF will be a big part of this investigation as well.
And will the body camera footage be released to the public?
So what's going to happen is what you saw here today, we're going to package this up for a social media release. And so we'll give you a press version of it, and we'll get that out to the public as well. We're going to push that out. Yep.
I know you've been talking about, commending the actions of this officer.
Mhm.
Can you kind of, just reiterate that for us, how proud you are of his response, hearing something that wasn't even his call?
Yeah, I'm incredibly proud of the fact that not only did he respond over there, but when he responded, he's attacked immediately upon getting out of his car. That guy was right on, you see as the door opens, he's right on top of him. When he goes to stab at him, punch at him, whatever it is that he's doing, the deputy's able to duck, move. It really is, it shows our entire commitment to training, to making sure that our folks have the resources that they need. He's well prepared. He's able to place those shots in the rain, in the dark, to do that under duress. The way that happened is incredible. And everybody in our team has said today, wow, what a great job. Amazing being able to do that on the move, while this guy's chasing after you under that stress. He's only been here 6 months. Everything just is amazing. And so we're so proud that he's safe today. It's a tragedy. We never want to have to pull the trigger. That's one of those things. Our folks don't ever leave the house. We don't set out that we want to have to do this. But we all know what we signed up for. And this is one of those situations where this guy's got mental health issues. He's been to prison multiple times. He's got gang affiliation, Nazi tattoos. He's the bad guy that's out there. He's the nightmare scenario that none of us ever want to encounter. And when our guy encountered that person, he did exactly what he was trained to do. And so we're incredibly proud of him.
Yeah, and kind of going off that, he was in raining conditions,
Yes.
close contact.
Yes.
What kind of training overall goes into handling something like this?
I don't know that you can train for every scenario that's out there. And this is probably one of those worst case scenarios because we do low light shooting. We do train in the rain. We do train for those. But when you add them all up and in a complete unknown scenario, this could have been really bad. This could be tomorrow we could be planning a funeral, right? It could be an entirely different situation. And fortunately for us, it's not that scenario. Obviously we feel for the family. This is something that's been an ongoing problem for them for some time. And it's certainly something that we never want to have to do. But on our side, we're glad that our deputy is home safe with his kids. Thank you guys for being here today. We appreciate your time. Thank you.